Now, just like variables declared using the var keyword, there's another type of variables in JavaScript called constants. Now, constants work just like variables, but with one exception. That is, the value of a constant, once declared, can't be changed. You declare a constant using the const keyword. So you type in const, const, and then you type in the constant name. In this case, we're going to be naming it pi, and you assign it a value on the spot. So unlike variables, which you can declare once and then reassign a value again and again and again later, for a constant, you have to declare the constant and assign it a value on the spot. So in this case, we are declaring a constant pi, and we have to assign it a value at the same time. In this case, the value will be math.pi, which will equal to approximately 3.1416. Now, just like variables, you can access the value and refer to that constant by its name. So in this case, py gives us the value of math.pi, which is 3.1416, and so on. However, unlike variables, you can't change the value or reassign a different value to a constant. So in this case, pi equals 5 or any other value throws in a type error, because once you've declared a constant and assigned it a value, it can't be changed. So the constant pi will always and always contain 3.1416. It can never be reassigned a different value. You can't also redeclare a constant as well. So we already have a constant pi, and we can't redeclare it unlike variables. So if you try to redeclare it, const pi equals 5, it gives out a syntax error. You can't also declare a constant and not assign it a value. So unlike variables, which we can declare once and then we can assign it a value later, with constants, because the value can't be changed, you can't just declare it and not assign it a value. Whenever you declare a constant, you must assign it a value on the same statement as well. So just declaring a constant like constant x throws in a syntax error. You must assign it a value on the spot. And no matter how much we try to change the value of the constant pi will still remain 3.1416. The value of a constant just can't be changed. Now you might notice that we're using all capital letters when writing constant names, and that's a good convention to have, because writing constant names in all capital letters will help you differentiate between a constant and a variable when you reference it later on in the code. So try to follow this good practice. So unlike variables, constant declarations are not hoisted. So for example, in this case, we first refer to a variable food, which doesn't exist yet, but we declare the variable later, var food equals eggs, and the variable declaration, which is var food, is automatically hoisted to the top. That's why the first statement, food, returns undefined and not a reference error, because the variable declaration is hoisted to the top. But constant declarations are not hoisted to the top. So if you try to refer to a constant before it's declared, it throws in a reference error. So when you type in food, the constant, and declare the constant later, constant food equals eggs, it doesn't work because the constant declaration is not hoisted to the top. So when the first line is executed, JavaScript can't find a constant named food, and it throws in a reference error. So unlike variables, constant declarations are not hoisted.